Here is the uncomfortable truth. It is not that LeBron James has no market, but for the first time, his market does not automatically mean control. The real truth is that LeBron is once again weighing every angle. Even by NBA standards, the league has rarely seen anything like this. The entire NBA is waiting for one player to make a decision, and yet, every team is also doing the math, because landing him is extremely difficult. Everyone knows this may be LeBron betting on one final championship, but several contending teams simply do not have the cap space. If they want LeBron, they have to tear apart their roster, or they have to convince their franchise star to take a pay cut and make room for him. According to LeBron's longtime agent Rich Paul, outside of one or two teams, he has heard from nearly every team in the league, but Rich Paul's public shortlist still narrowed the realistic conversation to about 10 teams. LeBron himself has also let Rich Paul handle the first round of meetings. Everything related to what feels like Decision 4 will be handled entirely by his agent. So far, there is still no clear answer on where LeBron will go. Since the 2026 free agency period opened, countless stars have already found their next teams. Every franchise is aggressively trying to improve, but LeBron still has not made his decision. Some people say he is leaning too hard on his name. Some say he is waiting for others to settle the market before comparing offers. Others say LeBron is already 41 and simply is not worth building around anymore. But the reality may be exactly the opposite. Because even today, the entire league is still reacting to him. In 2003, LeBron entered the NBA carrying the expectations of an entire basketball country. From Cleveland to Miami, from Miami back to Cleveland, and finally to Los Angeles. 23 seasons have passed. His opponents have changed generation after generation. Kobe, Duncan, Dirk, and Wade have all retired. Even Steph Curry, who came after him, has already entered the late stage of his career. And yet, LeBron is still standing near the top of the league. He still has the ability to change the entire NBA landscape. That alone is already a miracle. A lot of people do not understand why he still has not retired at 41. Is he really afraid someone will break his scoring record? The answer is actually very simple. Last season, LeBron could still play at an all-star level. In key moments, he could still take over games. Even across today's NBA, there are not many players like that. And more importantly, LeBron is no longer chasing numbers. As long as the NBA does not see another extreme outlier like Bam Adebayo's 83-point night, where Miami kept chasing extra possessions deep into a blowout, LeBron's all-time scoring record should be safe for a very long time. All-star selections, All-NBA teams, MVPs. He has already stacked more of those honors than almost anyone in league history. Now, the only thing still pushing him forward is another championship, because he knows his time on the court is running out. Every season could be his final chance to chase a title. So this time, LeBron will not make a decision lightly. He needs to make sure he joins a team that truly has championship-level infrastructure. And that is exactly what gives every contender a headache. Getting LeBron means getting playoff experience and superstar influence. But at the same time, it also means going all in for a championship. So will it be the Sixers, the Cavs, the Heat, the Warriors, or the Spurs? Right now, nobody knows the answer. But one thing is certain, no matter where he ultimately chooses to go, that team will instantly move into the center of the championship conversation. Because this is LeBron James, a man who has influenced the NBA for more than 20 years, a legend countless young players still look up to. A lot of people are debating whether LeBron can win another championship. But that is not the most important thing. He is living basketball history, because to this day, nobody else has crossed 3 different eras of the NBA the way he has. Now, LeBron's Decision 4 has still not been announced, and the entire NBA is waiting for his answer. LeBron keeps saying that this signing is about happiness, but anyone who understands the game knows what his happiness really means. Respect in the contract, a championship, and control. Rich Paul put a list of LeBron-friendly teams on a whiteboard. He also said he had spoken with almost every team. It sounded like the entire league was waiting for LeBron's call. But NBA insider Rick Booker pushed back directly. Booker's point was simple. If the market were really that strong, why would Rich Paul need to sell it so publicly? A one-year, $30 million deal may sound reasonable for his resume, but every team hopes he will come in on something much closer to the veteran minimum. Next season, LeBron will turn 42, from max money, to the mid-level exception, and now even the veteran minimum. No team is willing to bet big money on the greatest player of all time. Signing him does not just mean taking on massive public pressure, it also means satisfying all kinds of special expectations. He once changed Cleveland's roster direction with one phone call. He formed Miami's Big Three. He did not just want a high salary, he also needed powerful teammates. A man who has challenged front office boundaries many times now stands under the spotlight of free agency, but there is no easy lane in front of him. If LeBron joins a rebuilding team, his game is too commanding. Young players need room to make mistakes and grow, but the moment he steps on the court, he takes control of the rhythm. The short-term box office may explode, but long-term, he could completely squeeze the developmental oxygen of the young players. If he joins a contender, his on-ball presence is enormous. If he becomes the primary ball handler, the existing rhythm has to slow down. The entire locker room has to adjust to his stature and his voice. 1 year ago, he was still a $52.6 million superstar on the Lakers' books. 1 year later, his name is being discussed in the same conversation as the mid-level exception and even the veteran minimum. It is hard to imagine this happening to LeBron. If you want a championship, you have to accept a smaller role. If you want salary, you may have to move farther away from title contention. If you want control, teams that already have mature cores will instinctively hesitate. For today's LeBron, satisfying all three conditions at the same time is truly too difficult. What makes it even more complicated is that the entire market could be stalled by him. James Harden delayed his next deal. Draymond Green declined his option and waited out the market. Several teams and free agents are all waiting for LeBron's decision. Where will LeBron go? For the first time, LeBron is discovering that his body of work, his attention, his championship experience, and his all-time status can no longer automatically be exchanged for control over a franchise. What makes it even more awkward is that the person who pushed him into this position may be the power broker he trusts most, Rich Paul. LeBron may be the most complicated figure in this turning point of the era, because he once pushed player empowerment to its highest point, and now he has personally run into the wall of front offices and ownership taking the wheel back. So the longer this free agency drama drags on, the worse it becomes for LeBron. Rich Paul wants the market to believe LeBron is still a scarce asset, but with every extra day that passes, everyone sees more clearly that his value is drifting closer to the veteran minimum conversation. After the new CBA, the league no longer encourages teams to shoehorn in superstars and then use minimum contracts to fill out the rotation. Cap specialists and lawyers look at the spreadsheet first. Only then can front offices dare to sign anyone. The irony is brutal. He once personally helped open the peak era of player empowerment. Now, he is being forced to face the reality at the moment that era is closing. What defeats him is not one specific opponent. It is time, it is the salary sheet, and it is the rules and backlash his era helped create.